I'm Walter Bradley. Won't you join us? We're looking for you to tell the truth. Thank you.
Actually, I got some stuff to talk about. You hear how his kid came out and endorsed Romney?
Yeah. Yeah. Serious stuff.
Maybe Webster Tarpley is right. I was listening to that Webster Tarpley interview the other day. I actually caught it. I didn't have a chance to listen before because when you sent that thing, I was so busy with other stuff. But then last night at some time, I actually listened to it. I'm thinking, maybe he's right.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to it. What a kick in the balls.
Well, we haven't heard Ron Paul say anything yet.
Yeah, well, that's what Alex.
We don't even know if he's dead or if he's kidnapped or what. We don't know where he is. So I don't know.
Well, he's also saying how he wants the delegates to be respectful at the Republican.
Right.
It's like, dude, his delegates only became Republican to support him. They're not Republicans.
And see,
why should
that's
they be respectful?
right.
Hello, I'm Walter Bradley, and I'm the host of Heart Talk. It's a commentary of life that comes from the heart. We all like to say what's on our mind, and that's what we do here, but with a twist. Well, maybe an untwist.
Yeah, you grew up during that time where
I was out there watching Van Halen and Heart, and she had a problem with her skirt, and all the guys at the front were loving
kids,
that.
His generation had real fun. You guys aren't having any real fun. The curfews and the Facebook and the video games, that's not real fun.
We were out living.
You're watching people have fun.
And
his generation had real fun. They had
I wouldn't call it fun, it was partying.
It was real partying, but these kids out there, they don't have an idea.
I don't advocate that.
These
my
kids
son would say, Dad, you said I could party.
These kids drinking Red Bull.
No, I don't recommend
These kids drink Red Bull and go to yogurt shops to hang out on a Friday night. That's not fun.
But that Red Bull is really bad, man. The stuff
well, my son drinks Red Bull and vodka.
Stuff is not good.
You know what Red Bull's made out of? It's made out of
nothing good.
Cow semen.
Nothing good.
What?
Cow semen.
Oh yeah, and I should tell my son about
That's
that.
where they get the taurine from.
Are you serious? Cow semen? No.
Yeah.
That's what
It's synthetic cow semen. Right?
Synthetic cow semen.
Not synthetic, just coming from the bull.
It's like a.
Well, that means it's made in a lab or something.
Well,
yeah, of course, it's all concocted, but that's the
the base ingredient.
The base ingredient. Yeah, that's the word.
It's like when you see urea in all your makeups and everything, you know what that is.
Or like how they put baby fetuses in Pepsi.
No, you know what they do? This is one of the reasons why I think abortion is legal. They use it to make vaccines.
Oh yes.
They use the dead fetuses,
There's something
stem cells.
How they manufacture vaccines. They use fetus. They use monkey tissue.
I've heard of that. Chicken, eggs, monkey tissue, and who knows? They may have those who have been donated to science. That's open territory for them. They can use it for anything.
Well,
if you donate your body to science,
donate your body to science.
There's a lot of people that do that because you get it's free. I mean, hey, and then what? You don't hear about them. They could reanimate them and try to use the body for reanimation tests, for eugenics, for whatever. So be careful. If you donate yourself to science, you may come back, but not as you left. But anyway,
they could clone you. You know when Alex Jones was talking about how they're housing your DNA and once you're born in a lab and you're looking at it like that's just completely insane. It was like about a year or two ago. I was watching the news, the local news here. Where in Richmond they have an actual place where they store the DNA. This is on regular local news.
And that means they're going to use that DNA for something.
They have your blood samples. They can clone.
They may reformulate you into something else. One of the things that I also want to do is put them on my program that I have, which I delve into different things apart from Heart Talk and the other productions under Greg Fernandez. This is my area called Beginnings, which is under the umbrella, but it's my personal program. And I'm going to have Sonny Desai. We talked earlier, and I'm going to get over his place or mine, and we're going to work out a talk and just find out his beginnings. And we're going to discuss these things regarding the vegetarian agenda, his stand-up comedy, and how he came to be who he is and where he grew up in India, not American Indian, but in India.
I grew up here, but my family is from there.
Right, and he has input that will be vital to understanding his book and his stand-up comedy. This is about truth.
I mean, like I said, I don't vote for the man. I vote for the principles.
That's right.
I don't believe in supporting any human being. I believe in supporting ideas. You know, it's like I don't know who that guy is in real life. I know what he does. It's like, you know, if I vote for somebody, it's because of their policy, their view on the issues, not who they are. I'm not like all these Obama people. I just in love with Obama, or I'm in love with Ron Paul, or I just like the man, you know, because he's cool. He plays basketball and he raps. And no, I don't give a shit about all that. What's he gonna do for my country? You know, I don't give. You know, but when you go out and endorse somebody who's a known sellout. Dude, now you just completely destroyed your credibility. You know, you completely, you know, which is stupid. It's suicide what he's doing, because I guarantee you his kid's gonna get voted out of the Senate now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what Webster Tarpley was saying, was that the whole thing was set up to where his son will eventually become a major politician in the Republican Party, and it's his future. So then Ron Paul, because Ron Paul's already old, he can now wither away. He was mentioning stuff about how he's a Mason, and I know that. I knew before that he was a Mason.
Yeah.
His wife belongs to like
CFR or something?
Ron Paul's? No, he belongs to some kind of like woman, like Masonic chapter, but it's a female version of it, or something like that. And I've seen Ron Paul do the Mason handshake on TV before, on Bill Maher's show. He did the Mason shake and everything. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, he might be a low-level Mason. I'm not, whatever. But if he does this, maybe he was a show the whole time. I don't know. There's still a lot to research and before you jump to conclusions. But
what do you think would make you think, yes, okay, he definitely is, or no, he definitely isn't? What is it going to say?
Whatever happens in the next few months. Because it all depends on what leads to. If he comes out and says, I'm running as an independent, and say
that would be the greatest thing.
But
I think that's the only thing. If
he says no, I'm not going to do it, and let's let Romney and Obama go at it, then I'm like, you know, one thing is you got to hear them speak, but just
why haven't they said anything? I mean, why would they say? Okay, so Rand Paul says this on a Thursday night, and then you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday, and it's almost like they're just watching us and looking at how we're going to take it, how we take it in, and how we. You know what I mean? It seems like it's almost a test for us.
I'm just afraid there's a lot of Ron Paul supporters were the Tea Party people. You know, like I know one of my cousin's friends. Yeah. He was a Ron Paul supporter, and he's a typical like Republican.
But they won't talk about September 11th. They won't talk about things like that.
And I always thought that he did that just for political reasons, because you know sometimes you just got to be hush hush on certain things just to get your way, just to get in, But as far as writing the book idea, I know we talked about this before on this show. My book idea evolved from me researching a lot of different things to the point where I came to some discoveries about certain things, and I said this would be a great book, but I wasn't the writing type. I wrote in college, I wrote papers and stuff. I was pretty good at it when I put my mind to it, but I just didn't have the discipline to just get down a piece of paper and write stuff. And
I understand that.
And I'm like, then over the years, I thought about, I know I'm kind of keep talking about over the years because this is kind of the evolution of how I became what I am.
How you became the writer, stand-up comic.
I became like five, six jobs that I have today and all the things involved in it. Anyway, I thought this would be a great idea for a book, and I actually kind of researched a little bit of how to write a book. I took like a class a few years ago, and I had some time, about maybe 3-4 years ago, and so I just did it. You know, that's when I really started.
Put the book down, the vegetarian agenda. Then you said, "I'm going to."
And that book actually wasn't even going to happen. It was actually supposed to be the beginning of a longer series of topics. And there's so much.
Books, then?
No, it was going to be one book. It was actually the vegetarian thing. Actually, was not going to even be a book. It was only supposed to be an introduction to a whole topic I was going to talk about.
Okay.
Which the theme of the topic was the whole social class manipulation. And vegetarianism was only just the beginning aspect of how to form that social class. But there was so much information on that book that, that topic, I decided to make it another book. And at the last minute, I turned it into a separate book.
Excellent. So you're still going on with the other books on the subject matter that you wrote?
I am, and I
would encourage you to do this.
And I vaulted. But this is basically what it is. If you look at my book, if you flip through my book, every chapter is a different subject, and I want to expand on every single one of those subjects.
And we want to see that.
I'm coming at this topic. unlike other people, I'm not even looking at it so much scientifically. I do throw in some science, but it's mainly from this experience and dealing with people and observing. And of course, I throw in some facts and research also. So.
From the inside.
I wrote this book mainly because I know nobody else put anything out there like this. I could write a book on something that somebody, like these books I see in front of me. I don't think anybody's ever talked about something like this before. That's what makes it so interesting. One thing about truth books, whatever, call them conspiracy, but whatever. You're reading stuff you're not going to hear anywhere else. You're not going to learn about it in school. You're not going to learn about it on television. You're going to learn things nobody's going to teach you. So it's worth it to at least open your mind and look at it, because you're not going to hear it from anybody else. I'll tell you that.
And that's important.
You're not going to. The things I talk about vegetarianism, you're not going to hear about any book. Any teacher is going to. It's strictly me, unless somebody put it out there that I'm not aware of. As far as I know, I'm talking about some of this stuff.
You're the only one I've seen.
That I know of. I don't think anymore. When you pay a kid $23 million a year to throw around a ball, you want to make sure two things: he's really good, and B, he's good enough to where he can fix the game any way you want him to. I'm just saying, not every sporting event's rigged, but I'm a sports fan too. I'm gonna let you know. But I haven't had none of my teams have won a championship in years, and it's because living here in Northern California, in the Bay Area, we're never gonna generate the kind of revenue a New York or Boston team or Chicago team.
No.
You know, if the 49ers beat the Giants in that NFC Championship game, there's no way the NFL would have made that kind of money. The 49ers won the Super Bowl as compared to the Giants winning.
But now they have this new stadium.
Yeah, but I'm saying that if the Yankees win the World Series compared to like the Rangers or Giants or the A's, baseball and all the companies running it are going to make way more.
And that's
because there are more fans.
And
it's all about money.
There's more Yankee fans than any.
I'm a Yankee fan. Go George. Wait,
are you really a Yankee fan?
Yes,
No.
I am. Yes, I am.
No, you're a Texan. You can't be a Yankee.
I'm also a Green Bay Packer fan. And it's totally antithetical to Texas, I know. I'm not a Cowboys fan.
How come you didn't become a Cowboys fan?
Well,
A's, Giants, Warriors, Raiders, 49ers.
Yeah, me.
Any of them five? None?
I'm New York, Green Bay, San Antonio Spurs.
That's your Texas team.
There's a Texas team in there. San Antonio Spurs, I go with. Not the Mavericks, I like the Spurs.
I'm an A's, Niners, Warriors, Sharks fan.
And so, when it comes to stuff, you know, you know, as far as second teams, if I went, you know, under that, it is the Athletics, San Francisco, and then Oakland Raiders.
But see,
my first one was that.
From a business point, they should be marketing. They should be going after people like me, people that like all 6 of the Bay Area teams, and
they
might go to all 6 of those.
They want to get you. The Sharks are going to.
But they're not doing anything to really get me. They're going after more of the
wealthy bottom.
Well, the reason why you brought up this point is it's a business, and
it is business.
Me being a big Oakland A's fan, you know, there's this whole issue about the stadium and everything. And the truth is that the system doesn't profit as much off that organization as they do off other organizations, so they just don't care. And this is all about money. It's the money system. And why are we bringing up sports? Why is this relevant? It's because this is how the system works.
And it's tied to what big basic unit that really, and we know who it is because of what has happened, but behind all this, where are the card players in this game, if you want to put it as a card game? Who are the dealers and who are the players? Now, I want to start with one that deals with the Grove and your situation and all of this. It comes into one big thing. And one of the things that it deals with is money. Who controls the money in the U.S.?
Very important. You people better learn this topic, because if you do not understand this, nothing matters. This is the most important.
The Federal Reserve controls all the money. Who is the Federal Reserve? Well, it's the central bank. But is it a bank or a consortium? It's more of a consortium of the top families that own stock in it. Do you know there is stock in the Federal Reserve? and it is owned by the top families, Warbucks, Rothschild, Rockefeller. All of these people have a stake in the Federal Reserve, and these are the richest families in the world. So the Federal Reserve is run by a private corporation. The Federal Reserve is a private company, and we are all supporters of it by our taxes. Each one of you is issued a tax number called a Social Security number. You could call it a warehouse receipt number. We have to pay for what our government borrows from the Federal Reserve. Did you hear that? We are an independent sovereign nation, and we borrow money from the bankers, the central bank. And our tax dollars from us that you pay taxes is to pay that debt. And we are each a warehouse receipt, which is your tax number or your Social Security number. Sounds odd, doesn't it? Look it up. And one of the things that's important about this is that we're paying for the debt of borrowing, and debt is all based on debt. Our taxes, everything, goes to feed this great corporation, the Federal Reserve. They've got the euro, under their euro. And we're basically run by 3 cities throughout the world by this, which is the Vatican, the Miracle Mile in London, and Washington, D.C. And they have their own flag. Do you know your congressmen, once they go to Washington, D.C., are no longer part of the United States? Well, there's more information out there, and I'm Walter Bradley. I've been talking with Sonny Desai on his stand-up comic. So come on in. And I want to close out with Sonny, because this isn't about me and my stuff. This is about Sonny Desai, a stand-up comic and a writer who has written The Vegetarian Agenda. By his book, Sonny Desai's Vegetarian Agenda. And if you get the chance to see him as a stand-up comic, he's just as great. Hello, this is Walter Bradley. I'm the host of Heart Talk. We talk about various subjects, maybe something you want to hear about, or know about, or maybe don't know about. Maybe you want to hear about conspiracies. Maybe that's the last thing on Talk is part of Compass Commentary. And we'll talk about books like Corrupting the Image by Douglas Hamm, or maybe something by Tom Horn, or maybe talk about David Icke. Whatever we talk about, it will be something interesting, something that you'll want to look at. So join us here on Heart Talk.